Most people think this is dangerous. Construction men work high above the street, where a slip means sure death. This is dangerous work, and good workers must be safety-minded. This lineman makes repairs to the high-voltage cable with the power on. If he touches the wrong wire, he will be killed instantly. But here's somebody who's really in danger. Fred Miller, walking home from school, is in more danger than the racing car driver, the construction worker, or the high-voltage lineman. Why? Because he's carelessly walking on the wrong side of the street. Fred, walk on the left side of the street. Remember? Look out, Fred! Fred's trouble is he has a dangerous enemy and he doesn't even know it. If Fred thought this savage were waiting around the next corner to attack him, he'd be scared stiff. But Fred's enemy is more dangerous than any savage. Fred's enemy is ever present, always waiting for a chance to attack. Fred's enemy is carelessness. Carelessness is Fred's invisible enemy. Carelessness is as bad as a loaded gun, a gun aimed at Fred, a gun aimed at you. Carelessness is the enemy that makes you run into the street without looking for approaching cars. But how can Fred fight back at this ever-present enemy? How can you protect yourself against carelessness? It can't be seen or heard, only thought about. But there is its weakness. For you see, carelessness can be overcome just by thinking. Know safety rules and remember to use them. Think about safety. Be alert and wide awake. Practice safety and think about it as you do it. Only by doing these things can you and Fred defeat your enemy. If there are no sidewalks, walk on the left side of the street. Then you can see the cars coming toward you on your side of the street. Always walk single file, one behind the other. Do the same in the country. It's not necessary to walk single file, but be sure to stay back off the roadway and walk on the left side of the road. Be sure to look in both directions when you have to cross the highway. A speeding automobile cannot possibly stop for you, and if a driver swerves to miss you, his car is likely to turn over. If you ride the school bus, be sure to wait for the driver's signal before you cross the highway. Part of his job is to help you be safe, and it is your duty to obey him. When getting off the bus, wait until the driver gives the signal. Then move on across. Carelessness is most likely to get you when you're playing, because your mind is on the game. Playing in traveled streets is particularly unsafe. Jaywalking is dangerous business. Carelessness at its worst. Go to a crosswalk to get across the street. Never do this. Even crossing with a traffic signal is a safety problem. Step off the curb only when the light turns green, and be sure to look for cars turning the corner, especially behind you. When the street is icy or slippery, go slowly. You're much less likely to fall. Cars can't stop for you as easily when it's slippery. Carelessness may overtake you in the excitement of going for a drive with Dad. Enter the car from the curb side only, and of course, leave the car the same way. Remember, the people who drive cars may get careless too. They shouldn't, but they sometimes do. They may have their eyes off the road. Don't expect them to stop for you. They may not see you in time. Never step out from behind a parked car or truck without making sure there is nothing coming. Motorbikes are almost as dangerous as cars and trucks, and being smaller, are harder to see. Who'd think there was somebody hidden in that pile of grass? Never hide in a dangerous place like this. This large box might look like a good place to hide, but it's not safe to hide yourself in a driveway or street. It's a good thing Daddy stopped in time. Driveways are especially dangerous for young children. If you have a little brother or sister, keep him out of the driveway. He's too young to know that Daddy might run over him. But here's all Daddy can see from the car. Can you see the man walking along the road at the right of this picture? He's hard to see because he has on dark clothing. Here's the same man, same street, but now he has on a white shirt. See the difference? Get the jump on carelessness. When you're on the street at night, wear light-colored clothing. If you don't happen to have white clothes, a white handkerchief tied round your arm will make it easier to see you. On which of these two streets is there more likely to be an accident? On the more heavily traveled one, of course. As far as possible, do your traveling on streets where traffic is light. It's a good idea to draw a map showing your home and school. Pick out the safest route to follow. Avoid going this way because this heavily traveled street has to be crossed twice. Traffic. Remember, street safety is your problem. Protect yourself by knowing good safety rules. Carelessness may make you forget. To defeat this invisible enemy, you must think about safety all the time. Knowing the rules is not enough. You must think and practice safety. You and Fred can escape your enemy by being alert and careful at all times. This is good protection. Use it always.